Hi guys, I'm back up here with another message for the collective. Remember, all readings are not for all. They're for some. Take what you need and leave the rest. As well as we got that slot open for personal readings. If you feel guided or interested in purchasing one of those, you can DM me. We could get you set up, okay? So DM me, we can get you set up. As well as going to drop a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. As well as just going to share these vids, man, so we can get this divine knowledge out here for the collective so we all can get on one accord, okay? Last but not least, I will not be on screen. I'm just going to really speak to y'all, okay? All right, so with this message, it's an interesting message that came through, right? And it literally just came through like right now, okay? So I don't know about you guys if you know the I guess this new show, I guess it's a little controversial, but the Jeffrey Dahmer whatever series for his demonstration. Ain't watched the whole thing, just the particular part that I've watched in it. Really, I was kind of like really sitting on it, thinking about it, and really analyzing it and breaking it down. Right? Let's just skip through the show straight to the end. Right? When Jeffrey Dahmer passed. Right? When he was killed. Right? So this message has to really do with law, right? Understanding the law of the universe, understanding the law of your source, right? This is that type of energy here, okay? Most people would say, yeah, he deserved it for hurting those innocent people, killing those innocent people, ... whoop, this, that, and the third, right? And it's like, yes, which that's true. But when it comes to law, right? Law of the universe, law of cause and effect, right? There was okay, before we even go into that, I'm actually going to speak on that. Before law, the law of cause and effect, right? It's based on when it comes to this journey, regardless, you have to face your shadow. You have to face and take accountability for things that you've done in any way, shape, or form. This is not here to be like he was wrong, he was right. It's not even about that. There was a little nugget in there that was showing, and it's funny how God uses these different things, right? Because like I told you, dealing with God is both harmony and chaos. Dealing with God is both control and destructive, right? This is that type of energy in these moments in time, okay? So let's think about the time when, based off the show, I don't know his story. We're not here about the original story. I don't know what's real or not. I don't even really know this person. It's just this particular scene that was painted within this show, right? He got saved, right? He got saved. He was baptized. He was reading the word and this, that, and the third and understanding, right? Think about that, right? Why he is doing all that, right? He's getting that one connection with God. Who knows if it's real? Who knows if it's fake? We will never know, right? But the fact is, he's getting that direct connection with God. Getting that direct connection with God, with source, with its higher self, right? But with universal law, right? Because it's law, right? When you decide to wake up to your creator, when you decide to wake up to your truth, when you decide to start walking in the direction of hence God, right? Hence what Jeffrey Dahmer was doing, right? Before you even get a complete understanding of God in general, you have to face your shadow, right? You have to face your shadow. And once you face it and accept it, that's when you move forward on the journey and you push through that and do the healing through that. And then resurrection and all this stuff and coming back to life, back to your divine self, right? And what's so particular that God kind of put on my spirit about that situation is, he's gotten baptized, right? And the scene when he's in the, before he dies, right? It looks like a gym or whatever, right? And that one man, whatever black guy killed him, right? But in the midst of that scene, there was some dialogue going, right? Within this dialogue, you could see the eye-to-eye contact, right? It's that type of energy. If you really pay attention to Jeffrey's face within that dialogue, within that time frame, right? You can see where, okay, I gave my life to what? God, your source, whoever, right? There was forgiveness taught, right? But now I have to face my shadow side, right? I have to face it, right? This is that type of energy. I have to acknowledge and accept and take accountability for the things I've done in the past in any way, shape, or form. This is coming from a space, right? If you really view it hard enough, because it's settled, right? It's not coming from a space when you deserve what you deserve because ... whoop from an emotional state. It's coming from a state of law, right? So from law, you have to face your shadow and heal through your shadow to even be able to move forward, okay? So as I'm literally thinking about that scene, and you know, he gets the same fate that he set that frequency up, because at the end of the day, everything that he done was a frequency to the universe. By law has to be given to you, right? Has to be delivered to you by law, because you're sending that frequency up. It doesn't come from a space of an emotional space of, oh, he deserves what he did because he killed those babies and this, that, and the third. Yes, by human emotion and human, you know, feelings and all that from the human mind, yes. But if you think from a universal level, that is not what is getting him charged here, right? What's getting him charged here is the frequency, right? Is the signal that he was given to the universe that, hey, this is what I permit and I promote, right? So what happened? That was signed, sealed, and delivered from the universe, not coming from an emotional state, right? So that being said, in any way, shape, or form, when it comes to law, you have to face your shadow. In any way, shape, or form, and you gotta respect him for that. Based on the movie, I don't know this guy's story, is he owned and accepted his folly, right? Based on divine plan, right? Based on divine plan, after law was served, right? Now God can make a decision on the behalf of his path. So after that law was served, right? After he felt and experienced that shadow, now God can make the decision on whatever his path may go. So what I mean by that is, after going through that scene, after him getting beat up, God could have said, you understand, okay, send that garden and stop what was happening. And let's say Jeffrey Dahmer continued to live, right? Now from there, hence, right, his saving, right? Now he would be walking in a purpose. He would be walking in, if we're talking about if this is real or not, right? You would be walking in the direction of God, right? This is that type of energy. But in this case, God chose in this show, right? In this scene, what his fate was. But it could have easily went the other way. It could have easily went the other way. And what I mean by that is, from an emotional state, you would be hurt. You would be like, what do you mean, Jay? He shouldn't have died, or he shouldn't have this. What are you talking about? He took those lives, right? But from a human standpoint, from a 3D standpoint, of course. But if you think it from the fourth, fifth dimension, thinking from a God consciousness, from a higher level of thinking, tapping into your source, you would understand that was divine law playing itself out. So that being said, he would have to face divine law, and after divine law, God can determine what his fate is. His fate, right? If God chose him to, before I even say that statement, that's how you get those. You know how people get in, like, let's say like a drunk driver, right? A drunk driver, super drunk, ran into a pole, like sped into a pole and he should have died, right? He should have died. But he lived, right? From that moment was that fate, right, of that divine law that he was signing up for, or she was signing up for, to yeah, this is what I'm signaling off. So after facing that divine law, taking that divine law, now after that event, God gets to determine the fate of what moves next, what is next. That's the point that I'm trying to make here. That even with that show, and even how it went, and even how it kind of ended right there, that is depending on God's fate after law was served, universal law, not from earthly law, not from worldly law, from universal law, from cause and effect, from that signal that he gave up. After that being faced and that being charged, now God can choose after, okay, I want you to live, or okay, I want you to do this. Okay, I'm gonna take you to a different dimension. It's time to go to a different dimension. We need your assistance here. Because the point that I'm trying to make here is, as long as you are doing what you have to do, right? It doesn't matter who the fuck you are, good, bad, and ugly. You will make it to your source. So in so many words, it's controversial to say, but you know, I don't give a fuck. I know what I'm talking about, right? We can even use Hitler, right? If that was that man's purpose to do so, right? Because that's only between God and that man, right? He would make it to his source as well. This is where we have to start pulling away earthly standards, or earthly, I guess, laws. Thinking those laws, the earthly laws here, are the same as universal law. They're totally different, right? They're totally different. And those laws are more complex, where to the naked eye, to the human, right? We can look at those laws as, yo, that is unfair. Why did this happen? That doesn't make sense. That's not of God. This is that. This is that, and the third, right? You have to start understanding universal law. Universal law don't give a fuck about how you feel about a situation if you feel that it's good and bad. Because there's, first of all, no such thing as good and bad. Second of all, your good and bad can always be altered. It can always be changed. Right? There was a moment in time where doing math, right? Doing math was either a sin or wrong to do, right? You see how your wrongs, what's right and wrong can be altered, right? But universal law is just law. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that the law of the land is based off of the frequency and the signal that you are giving up. It's not based off what you feel is wrong or right. Right? So hence, Jeffrey Dahmer, if that's his name, hopefully I'm saying it right. If his fate was to face that, but he lived after that, that would be law. Because he's been charged. He can't be held by universal law by the things he's done. He's already been charged already. It's now based on what he does after that charge being, that debt being taken care of, that charge being guilty of that charge. You know what I'm saying? All right, I think that's about it. I'm going to leave the message there. Remember, all readings are not for all, they're for some. Take what you need and leave the rest, as well as we got the slot open for personal readings. If you feel guided or interested in purchasing one of those, you can DM me. We can get you set up. Come fuck with your girl, okay? As well as drop a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. It's going to start the discussion, as well as it's going to share these vids, man. Let's get this divine knowledge out here for the collective so we all can get on one accord, okay? I want y'all to have a good night, and bye-bye.